All right, it's time for the paper review now. Let's bring you some of the headlines across newspapers in Nigeria. We have joining us a journalist and social commentator, Charles Ideho. Charles, good morning.
Morning, Mike.
Nice to see you.
Very top of the morning.
So he's chill.
chill one.
All right.
Yes. All right, let's start with the Punch newspaper. On a very sad note, on Sunday, the heavy downpour in many parts of the country. 44 dead, 500 buildings destroyed in Katsina flood. 20 people are still missing.
It's quite pathetic, and if you look at the circumstances surrounding that incident, people were helpless because the rainstorm started about 11 p.m. or so, when people were asleep. And then, according to authorities, they have drainages in that local government, Jibia. We're supposed to take rainwater from homes to the drainage, then empty into the river. But the thing was working anti-clockwise. Water was not coming from the river into the drains and into the homes. So which caused the flooding. So I think it's something they should look into. What actually caused that for the water to be on a reverse gear, rather than take the drainage would take the water away. It was now accepting water from the river, and then it went into homes. So it's quite a disaster, and I just hope that the government will be able to do much to alleviate the suffering of those people, and then the over 500 homes destroyed. I mean, how many homes are left?
Exactly, in the local government.
In local government, how many homes are left?
It's
quite sad. It's quite sad.
All right, let's look at another headline here. Equity poll, TMG, Transparency International, Serap, all condemn vote buying by parties. And they say they received 35 cash for vote complaints. How long, you wonder, Charles, I mean, how easy will it be for us to get away from this kind of politics?
There are certain measures you put in place. By default, solutions will come. But in this present case, you're not likely to have such a solution because, we always mentioned in here, what is at stake matters a lot. When people are vying for positions, the question is that, what is the price? You know, we were joking here about asking a certain country to bring back the cup. We say, okay, if they could get it, you bring a teacup. So if it were a teacup, you know, your efforts to get teacup would be less than the effort to get that golden cup. So there's gold waiting for them in government houses, at the presidency, even as ministers. So that's what I'm saying, that there are certain measures you put in that by default, solutions will come. What's this measure? It's when you reduce what comes to political office holders.
All the paraphernalias of office.
Whatever, all of them.
That's making it unattractive.
Yeah, exactly, unattractive. So people will know that to pay them better if they stayed back at the offices. Like when I think I was fortunate to be among the journalists that spoke with him once upon a time. The man said at that time, because the National Assembly was at Tavala Baiwa Square here in Lagos, that it would pay him to stay back at his chambers than go to the National Assembly. You know why? Over there they were sitting and they were earning money from just sitting allowances. So, but here it become a full-time job, and Secretary told us that each student was going home with nothing less than about 13 million. That's a lot of money that comes to one person every month. Why would the person not kill to remain there? Why would somebody not kill to also on sick person who was there to take over? Yeah. So that's the only thing we should do.
It takes a mind that is disciplined, or a personality.
Yeah, exactly. But even when this way you get in there, something's coming to you.
Yeah.
All right, Benue Governor Ortom declares intention to dump APC. Still declaring intention, or he has left already?
No, what is happening is that he has been given a red card. But it's not the national APC that gave me a red card. It is the state party, and not the state party is just a single person. Thankfully, it's just state. It's the man, the be-all and end-all of the Benue politics, George Akume. George Akume and the current governor have not been on the same boat. George Akume, after spending 8 years, he got hold of the party machinery in the state. He's in control of everything. I mean, you look at even Suswan couldn't do much. So, and then when this man, the current governor, Ortom, was going to sign this anti-open grazing law toward, Akume told him not to. Akume didn't like it. Akume said, no, leave it. So when he signed it in defiance, to what Akume said. And the man wanted to please the people. But one man was saying no. So ever since, things fell apart.
I think it seemed like they saw things from different perspectives.
Yeah.
Because Ortom was looking at the Benue people from the reports we got.
Yes.
But on the other hand, Akume was looking at the fallouts, the reaction from what is going to likely happen if he signs it into law. So it seemed like they were just seeing the same thing.
But the Benue people wanted it to be signed to law, and which he did. But again, people, what we're also getting is that most Benue people are telling him, you are still our candidate, but the platform is the wrong part. So right now, APC is not a very beautiful brand to sell in Benue.
Yeah.
So they must.
All right.
Let's move to the Nation newspaper now. Ekiti election. INEC dares Olushola to head to court. Oshomole hails poll as people's will. Buhari not a Democrat, says Fayose. Okay. Well, as far as this is concerned, the candidate of the PDP issued a statement shortly after the election rejecting the outcome of the poll.
Well, it's not expected. Sorry, it's not unexpected. It's always, here in Nigeria, contexts are usually warlike, and nobody wants to go down without saying.
And very few will say congratulations to my opponent for
incidentally, Fayemi did that in 2014,
yes,
when he congratulated Fayose, the comment right now. But I just hope that we should be able to learn to be sportsmanly in contests. That when there's contest, you are supposed to have a winner and a loser. When you lose, just try and lose gallantly.
Yeah, so anyway, that's on the ideal.
Yes.
The point there is anyone who feels aggrieved from a poll or election process, there are
of course, exactly. But again, what I'm even saying is that it's the same state. None of them is from Edo State, none of them is from Benue State. So they should, none of them from Obenu's home state.
Delta.
In Delta. So what they should do is that let them find a way to reconcile so that the people will feel the progress.
Yeah, but the point there is, if he feels so aggrieved, for justice to be done, I think he should be encouraged to go to the tribunal.
Let him test it.
Exactly, test the laws. As far as you know you have the evidence.
There's a tribunal there.
Exactly.
The second stand,
go to court. Go to the tribunal.
So, but again, the resources that will be expended, lawyers will be smiling. The sons who knows the job will be smiling.
In fact, two sons are out for this already.
Okay.
But
what would they do with pro bono?
What are you saying? All right. Osun, APC settles for direct primary. That's for Osun, and Governor Yari heads panel. Okay, this is going to be a different approach to primary elections.
Yeah, it will save them money because primary is really very, very expensive. During primaries, delegates they make a kill of it because if Mike you are aspiring and OBN is aspiring, I'm also aspiring. Then it's a matter of the cash and carry. You take people, put them in hotels, and do also. This one will bring, someone bring. So the people will smile home, and then the one person will emerge. And then in most cases, when they also emerge, there's also rancor. So which is why they are opting for this. That may save them money. Then the process will also be less burdensome.
Let's just run through the rest. 38 dead in Katsina flood. It's really sad there. And Executive Order 6, potent weapon against corruption. Remember the controversy surrounding Executive Order 6?
That's right.
Yeah. Then NFF, FIFA threatens Nigeria.
Well, it's an if. FIFA, but I watched Infantino.
Yes.
He said the only authentic board that
recognized by FIFA
is the pinning board.
Yes.
And that they don't recognize any regular courts. That even the Nigerian FA or Federation ought to understand this. Now, why countries see this is the problem with African sports or football. When this Spanish coach was caught, on the hand looking for how to. I mean, it was sad. I never heard of any sports minister, Spanish sports minister. I don't even know, Mike. I don't know whether you know the UK, the British sports minister, or the US sports minister. You don't have all this one, and that is why the sports have been is big business. So you give it to those who are who have this business acumen to run it. But here it has become a government tool. You vote in money. Somebody pocket money, nothing will happen. They go and come. They say they want to set up a committee. Committee will end up setting another committee
to review what the committee came up with.
and then in the end, all of them amount to nothing.
Then we start over again.
All right, let's look at the Daily Sun newspaper. Ekiti Fayose spits fire vows to obtain Fireman's election, says Buhari, not a Democrat.
Well, that's his personal opinion. There are hosts of people here in Nigeria that would disagree with him that Buhari is not a Democrat. But I don't know where any direct link to Buhari in this case, because he is everybody. It was an open feed, right? As I learned that it was like a stock exchange in the kitty. So the highest bidder, who they all brought money for the stocks. So and people went for the stocks. The stocks that paid highest or higher was the one they bought into, and that's how you have a winner in APC.
And again, there is a sense in which, you know, politicians always try to ensure that they hold the people down there so that they don't respond to people with ideas.
Yes, it's deliberate.
Yes.
Because down in sub-Saharan Africa, what they do is that they've been able to master this psychology of you when people are poor, they are ready to take any shit.
Yes.
And they're manipulatable.
Manipulate.
Yeah,
so what you do is that you give them money to get their mandate. Once you get in there, you make more money. You come back next 4 years. You give them pittance, and then you go back again. That's why. So why are people doing all this? When they take money, it's okay. Some of them give 10,000 naira for their mandate. Some of them give 5. Why are they doing that? Why are people taking money? In most cases, sometimes I don't even blame them because for the next 4 years, you don't see anybody. So the thing is that Nyemu the one I can chop. Oh, kita. This is your sister. Give me here. No. So because in the next 4 years, I'm not seeing you. So though it's not desirable. And the system is not helping.
It bars the growth of a society.
Well, what exactly?
Right,
that's why
we have to move on. We have to move on.
All right, Middle Belt Summit clerk Adebanjo Nwodo stopped from flying. They didn't apply to land at Air Force Base in Makurdi.
Whose fault? Is it those who are flying? The flying public has no job to talk about those ones. So does it mean when they were going to fly, the plane they boarded, they didn't do all the necessary things? I think that's political, honestly.
Well, they say is that true?
All
with
right,
this
yeah.
Okay, fine. The Vanguard newspaper took that story as one of the boldest story here. Planned pro-restructuring rally. South Middle Belt leaders blast federal government for aborting Benue trip. At Makurdi Airport, a military facility, says the Nigeria Air Force spokesman, Vice Marshal Adesoya. Now, the point there is, they had landed in Makurdi before when they went to pay a solidarity visit to Governor of Benue State, you know, following the killings and all of that. So, what is different in this one is the issue
because of the restructuring. But I would rather advise the authorities, don't stop anybody. People. I mean, there's freedom of association, freedom of speech. Let them talk. But even when they talk, the thing will still come back to the same authorities. Do you understand? So why don't let them? And these people are trying to ventilate their grievance. You can't ask people. Look, you can't be the China sin to cry. There are certain issues in the country that we need to address for us to move from point A to point B. If you keep people perpetually under siege, a time is going to come, they're going to explode. But it's still within manageable extent. So that's why I feel that government has a duty to allow us to talk. Let's see how, because I think it also benefit to the government. So why do we also continue to have a very powerful center, very small, and then you have a wide, you have the wide components. The components don't have.
It's like the pyramid.
It's a pyramid. So
like
it doesn't
the
work
pyramid.
So why don't we reverse it when? For instance, we go back to, I'm not saying we should go back to how it was in the First Republic. We're not able to achieve that now because of the balkanization of the entity. So we could ask states to coalesce. For instance, you had the Dawn Commission of the Southwest. You had the BRACE states of the South, the BROA, the BRACE, that's the acronym for the 6 Southern states. So they had this economic integration. So you could allow states to do that. The North Center can have that. So that they find a way to pull resources together and then move on. And that's restructuring. So who's afraid of that? Well,
they have always said that restructuring means different things to different people. It depends on where you're seeing it from.
But the narrative now appears to be converging to mean let us have at least say in what comes out from the belly of our state.
All right. So
you can allow state to do that. The North Center can have that so that they find a way to pull resources together and then move on. And that's restructuring. So who's afraid of that?
Well, they have always said that restructuring means different things to different people. It depends on where you're seeing it from.
But the narrative now appears to be converging to mean let us have at least say in what comes out from the belly of our state.
All right. Open grazing, APC has given me red card. Benue Governor Samuel Ortom is saying that. And 49 die in Katsina flood, many others missing. 260 livestock, 90 houses destroyed. All right, that's the paper review now. Thank you very much, Charles, for coming in. Yeah. But certainly we'll keep you for the next, we'll keep you for the discussion. Let's go on a break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at security challenges in parts of Nigeria. Stay with us.